Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, which is probably most of you, my name is Megan. I am 27 years old and I am getting married in January of next year. I use my channel as a way to share my experiences and hopefully give out a few tips and tricks to other brides-to-be so that we can use this space as a way to get excited for our big day together. Now, because I am getting married abroad in the French Alps in the middle of winter, I have found that recently I've got a little bit carried away in picking up a few bits and bobs that probably aren't a priority at the moment. But because we're in winter here in the UK ourselves, there are lots of cute little winter bits and pieces that I literally just could not resist picking up. I do think that that's probably quite a good way of doing it anyway, because when we get to next winter, I am going to be a little bit more pressed for time in finding these kinds of things, and I don't want that pressure, especially that close to the wedding. So I have just picked up a few bits and pieces, and I did think that what we could do today is just go through a little haul of the things that I've got so far. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, then grab yourselves a cup of tea, get a little snack, and let's get stuck in. So as soon as we decided that we were going to be getting married in the mountains, the first image that came into my head was me and my two bridesmaids at the top of the mountain wearing fur coats. Now my bridesmaids are going to be wearing burgundy and I'm obviously going to be wearing white. So I wanted burgundy fur coats for them and a white one for me. And I found the cutest burgundy fur coat on Public Desire, which isn't somewhere where I've shopped before, but I did find, I have to say, their delivery was so quick and I am so impressed with this coat that I have found for my bridesmaids. So it looks like this. Where is the top? It looks like this, just a satiny, silky lining and this gorgeous deep red fur coat. We've just got popper fastenings and it's very oversized. I do think it's slightly cropped as well, but this is exactly what I had pictured my bridesmaids wearing, so I can't wait to see them in it. I'm really pleased with these. They were £55 each, but I was able to get a welcome discount which brought them down to £44 each. Now I do think that the price is reflected in the quality slightly. They are a little bit thin, but I think that we can get around that by probably putting them in thermals or something underneath their dresses just to keep them warm. We are going to be at the top of the mountain in January in the Alps, but I just couldn't resist. This is exactly what I had pictured in my head and I think they're going to look so cute in them. I will insert a clip of me trying them on so you can see what they look like, although obviously it won't be me wearing them on the day. I am a little bit jealous about that and I do hope that I can find a white coat similar to this because it is just stunning. Now the only thing obviously is I have made it a little bit more difficult for me. I haven't bought their bridesmaid dresses just yet, so I am going to have to take these with me when we go on the hunt for their bridesmaid dresses just to make sure that I can get the colour very similar to the coats themselves. But I'm really pleased with those. I do obviously have two of those that I picked up and I can't wait to see them in them. I'm so happy with this first purchase. So when those coats arrived, I did then get a little bit jealous and I wanted to find one for me as well. I found a really gorgeous, slightly more expensive one on Zara, which was this gorgeous white fur coat. I actually don't think that I'm going to be keeping this. I don't think that it looks as flattering on. I will say it is very thick and that again is reflected in the price. So this was £109, so quite a bit more expensive than my bridesmaids ones, but it is very thick. It's a little bit longer. I just don't think that this hangs as well on me as the bridesmaids coats did. So I do think that I'm going to have to send this one back. But for day to day, if I wasn't as fussy, I do think that this is a perfect fur coat. Really warm, gorgeous quality, and it still looks really nice. Very expensive. You would probably expect to pay a little bit more than I did for this, so I can't fault it at all. It just wasn't really for me, unfortunately. Next up, I was thinking about what kind of shoes I'm going to want my bridesmaids to be wearing, especially as we are going to be going up the mountain after the ceremony, I didn't want them in heels, I didn't want them to fall or hurt themselves, so I needed to go for something a little bit more practical. And what is more practical than a pair of Converse? These have always been my go-to shoe. They are so comfortable, and they had a sale on, which you can apply a discount to as well. So I actually got these really, really cheap. I do think that they were about £35 a pair. So I've bought one for me and one for each of my bridesmaids. I will show you what they look like. I actually didn't realise when I was shopping for these that these were the leather look ones. I have never reached for a leather look pair of Converse before. So I wasn't too sure when I got them out of the box, although thinking about it from a practical perspective, these are probably better to go up in the snow in, whereas the sort of the canvas material isn't waterproof at all. So these are probably going to work out a little bit better. Whilst I immediately thought that maybe I would return them, I think that these are probably going to be a little bit more suitable for what they are for. They are just all white flat form Converse. They've got some gold hardware there and the little gold Converse logo on the tongue. And I can't fault them really. I think that they're really, really pretty. I'm not sure what they're going to look like with burgundy bridesmaid dresses, but by that point I'm just going to want them to have comfortable shoes on that are quite pretty, and I think that these are going to do the trick. So yeah, very pleased with these ones. Now, I have obviously bought a pair of Converse for me, as you just saw, but during the ceremony I did want something a little bit more bridal, a little bit more elegant. We won't be traipsing through the snow as I am heading up the aisle, so I did want something that will look a little bit nicer with my dress and a little bit less practical. I found these gorgeous pointed heels with just a block heel. They're not too high and they've got a gorgeous bit of cushioning, so I think that they're going to be really, really comfortable. These were on Debenhams and they are Dorothy Perkins. These were £18. I think they were down from about £40, and I just think that they are so classy. They've got the gold hardware buckle just there, which is adjustable so that if they don't quite fit your foot, you can adjust it to size. With pointed shoes, I do always find that you need to size up, which I didn't do. So these are in a 7, but I have actually ordered an 8 as well, because I am desperate to get these fitting me perfectly. I love them. I think that they were such good quality, perfect for what they are intended for, and considering that I am going to be changing into a more comfortable pair of shoes after the ceremony, I didn't want to spend hundreds of pounds on a really nice pair of bridal shoes that just won't be suitable when we end up going up the mountain. So these are perfect, and I can't wait for the size 8s to arrive. Hopefully they are going to fit me and look super classy with my dress once I have finally found one. I'm finding it so hard to pick a dress. I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed. I've been to 2 different dress shops and I just can't find anything, and it's feeling more and more impossible. So I've actually taken a step back from dress shopping for the moment, and I'm just focusing on other things. I will revisit it shortly and see if I can find a dress that will go with my cute new shoes. So with the photographer that we have booked, George and I will have 6 hours of photography on the day, but it does also include a 2-hour sunset photo shoot up the mountain, either the day before or the day after the wedding. I thought that this would be a really nice idea if we could get our ski gear on and get up the mountains for a ski themed photo shoot, just as a nod to the reason why we're there, the reason why we fell in love with the location in the first place. So I have been on the hunt for the perfect white ski attire. I haven't looked for trousers just yet, as I am looking to lose a little bit of weight before the wedding, but I have found a gorgeous white ski jacket. I've always avoided wearing white on the mountains because I think you have to be quite a good skier to be able to wear white. If you aren't as professional at skiing, it is a better idea to wear a brighter colour because people are a lot more able to spot you. But I've gone for a white this time because I think that this is just so bridal. It's absolutely lovely. It's got the built-in ski gloves as well, which most ski jackets will have. It's got the pocket on the sleeve for your ski pass so that you don't have to be getting it out of your pocket all the time. It's got a tighter waist, so it cinches you in, but it's also a big puffy jacket with this gorgeous fur hood detail. Now I have tried this on, and again I will insert a clip. I think that this is potentially a little bit too big for me. It was the only size that they had left. So I'm really hoping that they bring this back into stock, or at least someone will return it so that I get the last one of a smaller size, because I think that this is perfect for what I bought it for. I just think that it's not entirely that flattering for me, especially as we will be having a photo shoot in it. This was about £90 in the sale, and I bought this one from ASOS. I actually find that ASOS are really good for ski gear. I've got all of my ski outfits from ASOS in the past, and I have a tendency to buy a new ski outfit every time we go skiing. So yeah, ASOS I find is fairly affordable for the quality that you get. It's always super warm. I actually find that I get too hot wearing some of my outfits on the mountains. Although we do go later in the year, we typically go during March. So I think that it's going to be really important to have something a little bit warmer and a little bit better quality. The next thing that I got was also from ASOS, and I honestly could not believe it when I found these. So it is just a big oversized t-shirt. Although I bought it on ASOS, it is a Topshop t-shirt. Hugely oversized, so this is actually a small, and it says Chamonix on it, which is the closest town to where we will be getting married, in Burgundy, which is, as I say, the colour of my bridesmaid dresses. So I bought one for me, one for my bridesmaids, and I just couldn't believe it. It just felt too good to be true. Absolutely, definitely meant to be. These were £19 each in the sale. I've had these heavyweight t-shirts from Topshop before. They're always really oversized, but I quite like that, especially if it's just for wearing around the chalet. Yeah, couldn't believe it. Very, very pleased with this purchase. I've got 3 of those, one for me and one for each of my bridesmaids. The next item is this little dainty bracelet, which is just gold with pearls along it. What I liked a lot about this particular bracelet is it's very, very small. I have quite dainty wrists, and a lot of bracelets I tend to avoid wearing bracelets because they do just kind of slip around and they don't fit me very well. But I thought that this was perfect. It fits me like a glove, and I think it's so elegant. I can't speak too highly of the quality. It does feel fairly cheap, but for someone who doesn't wear bracelets that often, I'm likely not going to wear this again. I just thought that it would be a really nice finishing touch to have something on my wrist. I always wear my Apple Watch, which I obviously will not be doing on my wedding day, so to just have something there on my wrist will just feel a little bit more normal for me. This was £20 from John Lewis. Again, I think that that is a little bit overpriced for the quality of it. I'm a little bit worried that it's going to break, so I'm not going to play around with it too much or wear it before the wedding. But I just thought that that would be a nice little detail to finish off my outfit. The next thing that I bought was also from John Lewis, and it was probably a little bit over the top. It was the Katie Loxton passport covers. These were £30, and I haven't actually opened them yet. Let's try and get them out of the box. Yeah, okay. So they are just a Mr. and Mrs. passport cover with the gold foiling on the front and slightly textured. The black one for the groom and the white one for the bride. And because we're getting married abroad, this just felt like something that we should definitely have. I think that they're so cute, and another way for us to get excited on our journey to the Alps. We are going to be driving to the Alps as well, so it'll be really exciting when we get to the crossing to hand these over as a bride and groom, and on the way back to hand them over as a husband and wife. And then the last thing that I picked up was actually whilst I was milling around town waiting for my dress appointment, I popped into H&M and I saw these mittens, and I cannot believe that these were in stock. These are the cutest mittens I think I've ever seen. They are quite big on my hands. They make my hands look huge, but how perfect are these? They're in this white fluffy colour, which would go perfectly if I was going to keep this jacket. They are a slightly different colour, but I just think that with the fur coat, I'm gonna look like I'm meant to be in the mountains. yeah, super warm, and these were just a silly little thing. They were supposed to be £12.99, but when they scanned through they were £10. And on that particular day, H&M members did also get 15% off if they had the app, so these were only £8.50. And I just think, like I say, just a silly little extra, but I just could not leave them behind because they felt like they were meant to be. So that's everything that I've got so far. There are a few things in here that were a success. There are a few things that I will be sending back, but I'm really pleased with some of the bits that I've got. I think that it's sort of starting to bring the final vision together, and I'm starting to get an idea of what my bridesmaids are going to look like, what kind of accessories I'm going to have. It's also sort of inspired me to think about what other things that I want to pick up, and I've started making a list of a few things that I need to be keeping an eye out for. But yeah, really pleased with everything that I've got so far. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys very, very soon for my next video. Bye guys!